Nasty Labs.
Nasty Labs. That's right. This is our episode 0 inaugural episode. I'm Mark Lentz with my co-host Kinsey Burke. Say hi, Kinsey Burke.
Hey, I'm so excited to have a podcast now and starting the Nasty Labs.
Starting the Nasty Labs. That's right. This is something silly we plan on doing, and we're pretty excited. Kinsey's still over in Seattle. What's it like over in Seattle right now, Kinsey?
Well, it's definitely not Kyoto.
Goddamn right.
But to be honest, until today, the weather was absolutely beautiful. So I was able to go out and enjoy the Seattle things that I love.
Like what? So today the weather was nice. So what did you enjoy the Seattle things that you love?
Well, there's always craft beer.
You did this today during work?
Not today.
Oh, okay.
This week it was nice.
Oh, this week. Okay.
Because today it's pouring down rain and it's horrible.
Oh. Well, you kind of lied there a little bit.
What?
So, Kinsey, you've been now with ChuHi Labs for how long?
Just over 6 months. I joined in September.
How has it been since you joined?
Sounds so sketch.
So sketch.
But it's been great. I quit my lab job finally and full time at the ChuHi Labs. I guess I just jumped from lab to lab.
What now? What were you doing before you joined the video game industry and before you started producing, which is your title?
Yay! Before I joined the video game industry, well, I've been weirdly on the outskirts for a very long time. So I've been doing freelance video game stuff for 10 years.
Right.
But I was doing some science. What I actually got my degree in. So dirt science, testing dirt.
Weren't you just mixing concrete and pouring it or something?
Building airports. Yeah.
Were you actually building airports? What was your role when it came to building airports?
I tested all the asphalt that went on the runway, and it all had to conform to the specs of the FAA, which are pretty strict.
Oh, I see. That seems like a really good pivot point from cement to video games. You said on the outskirts. So what was the outskirts? I know you were at Devolver. What were you doing over there before you joined ChuHi Labs?
Over at Devolver, I was helping with their events and merch. So I was kind of more logistics. So I was organizing dinners, booking hotels, and then of course helping on the show floor during all of their events. So I would help with setup, tear down, kind of a little bit of everything.
Shout out to Devolver.
Wherever they needed me.
Shout out to Devolver. So you still have some buddies over there at Devolver.
Oh, hell yeah.
Limited Productions Games.
I think I'll always be Devolver will always have a little part of my heart because I did work other companies freelance, but Devolver was the one that actually made me feel like I was part of it and not just a freelancer.
So what are the internal Devolver parties like?
The best parties.
Yeah. So give us the dirt. Come on, go deep. What do we see? Do we see some some nudity, people running around, some absolute debauchery? What is it actually like? Come on, tell us.
Debauchery always. Lots of alcohol, lots of good food. And the rest is a trade secret.
Well, I'm glad that we were able to steal you from Devolver. Shout out to Devolver. We got your girl. So why don't you tell us about what Nasty Labs is all about?
Nasty Labs is all about whatever we fucking want it to be. We're going to drink some ChuHis. We're going to talk about games. We got news.
Wow. What a riveting show. Why don't we get right into the show right?
What up, bitches?
In our first segment, What Up? We're going to talk about what we've been playing lately, what we've been checking out, what we're really interested in. Kinsey, you're going to start. What have you been playing now?
So, since I'm moving to Japan soon, obviously, I have not really been buying any games because that's just more to pack or more to store or more to do something with.
Right.
So I've been like full in on Game Pass. And I've discovered some awesome games that I probably would never have played, maybe, or never have heard of. But I've been playing Eastshade, and it's so weird. It's like indie Skyrim, but everybody's an animal. No peoples, which is great.
Okay.
And there's no combat. There's just like stories intertwining of the characters, but you're also a painter. So you have to like paint different landscapes and different objects for people. It's really cool, actually. I am really enjoying it.
So I've never played Skyrim, or I did check out the trailer for Eastshade, and it looks pretty tight. Can you have sex with characters or...
No, but I did get punched in the face.
Oh, I thought you... Can you throw punches?
I couldn't then.
Okay.
Well, I told someone that they were like not a good dad, so I might have deserved it, but also wasn't a good dad.
So is it an RPG? I mean, tell me like I've never heard of this game because I really don't know too much about it.
I wouldn't call it an RPG because you don't really level anything up. You get new items, kind of like Zelda, like you get leveling things up. You can eventually get a bike so you can go faster. You can only access certain areas by ropes. So you have to get like a, whatever it's called, a thing you put on a rope and you slide down it. I don't know what it's called. It's like a wheel.
A grappling? Oh, a pulley?
Kind of.
A simple machine?
A very simple machine. It is a thing with a wheel and you put it on a rope.
This is why we're not games journalists right here. It's a thing with a thing on a rope. It's kind of complicated, but kind of simple.
As soon as I hear the word what it is, I'll be like, damn. But it's more of like a adventure-y walking simulator, I would say. And I've always used the term walking simulator like not derogatory.
Like Journey is Journey a walking simulator? I actually don't know what that is.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, yeah, walking simulator Skyrim because there's no combat.
Okay.
It's great.
It's great.
And you're a painter.
Review of the game. Have you been playing anything else besides Eastshade? Like, I know you occasionally drink too much and stream. So what have you been playing on that?
Occasionally, yes. Recently, I actually drank too much and streamed Night in the Woods.
Oh, okay. How was that?
Because that's the only time I'm brave enough. It was good. I only had an hour because I was waiting to meet up with a friend. So,
oh, okay.
I was like, whatever, might as well stream.
So I'm gonna show my ignorance. I've never played A Night in the Woods. Sorry to the developer. I'll buy it today, okay? I apologize.
It's so good. It's so good.
Are you playing anything else? Anything on Switch? Anything?
I did start playing Takeshi and Hiroshi on Switch.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, and that game's really cool. It's like, it's an RPG, but you kind of play the monsters, where your little brother is playing the hero, because you are making your own game, and your little brother's sick, and so he wants to play it, and it's really, really cute. And the like cutscenes are all claymation animation style.
Right.
So it's really cute. It's a little heavy though. So that's the only reason I stopped playing it, but I need to get back to it when I'm in that headspace.
So in that game, how many Kinseys out of 10 would you give it?
Well, so far I do really like it. I'm gonna say 7.5 Kinseys.
7.5. You heard it here first. 7.5 Kinseys out of 10. I think that's a good way to pivot to what I've been playing.
Yeah, what have you been playing?
Yeah, so I've been playing Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection.
Nice.
To rewind a little bit, the very first Super Nintendo game I ever played was Super Ghouls and Ghosts, and it's not the most friendly for a child to play.
Yeah.
I did not beat the first stage. I think I finally beat the game like last year or something like that. But so I got really excited
Nice.
when Ghosts and Goblins came out, the Resurrection, and it is absolutely brutal. And they hate the player, or at least seemingly I thought they hated the player. I played on the equivalent of normal mode to start, and it's so brutal. But right when you die, it asks you if you want to like lower the difficulty level and I didn't want to. I wanted to like try to play it in the truest form, and so I wound up stopping playing the game because of the brutality. But I went back to it 2 days ago because of this podcast, just to like give it a real fair shake, and I wound up playing it on the lowest difficulty, and it is actually phenomenal. I mean, beyond the looks of it, because it has that like weird, not paper mache, but like pastel look to it. I mean, it controls really well if you're okay with it, if that makes sense. Like like the jump is like has a fixed arc, which is very NES, very old school. But once you kind of get the language the game is trying to speak, it actually does work really, really well. And I wound up playing the game for like 5 hours last night. I did not beat it. And actually,
Nice.
I was funny enough. I pulled out Tomba 1 last night because I wanted to like, I don't know. I actually wanted to check a logo. I like the Whoopee Camp logo a lot, and because we're making a ChuHi Labs splash screen logo at the moment, and I wanted to like compare ours to theirs, and I wound up playing the game a little bit, and I went on Wikipedia and I was like, who directed this damn game? It's the same director as Ghost and Goblins Resurrection. I had no idea. Yeah, I had no idea. I had no idea. And actually the jump arc looks really similar. It doesn't play similarly, but like the way their limbs just kind of fall to the side, kind of like a marionette looking thing.
Yeah.
I can actually see the through line between the two games. Not so much cosmetically, but like, well, maybe cosmetically. I don't know. I'm not a game reviewer, but it is cool. Seeing the connection and seeing the history side of it.
Yeah, totally. And like whenever games do that, where they're like, when you die a lot and they're like, do you want to put this on an easier difficulty? Yeah. I'm always like offended, but I'm also like, I know I need it, but shut up.
Yeah,
like...
no, for sure. That was how I was feeling, because I felt like, even on the first stage, even on the first few screens, I was dying within seconds, and
yeah,
I gave it initially my gut feeling was, no, this is not for me. This is too hard. But the fact that they incorporate that is, I guess it's progressive in a way, not like politically progressive, but just like it's really modern, and it makes it so I can get through it and experience it in the way they want to. Like, the weapon choices are really silly. There's like a giant blue ball that rolls down a hill. The controls are completely whack, but they're supposed to be. And I'm getting used to it, but I do like it quite a bit. It gets, right now it gets a strong 7.5 Kinseys out of 10. Just throwing that out there.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a Dave for 7.5.
Yeah. It's a strong 7.5.
Nice. So I'm glad you're liking it. Especially, I'm glad you went back to it.
Yeah.
After thinking it's not for you.
Yeah, like, the game was $29.99, and I felt like I was robbed at first, and you know how you just get that gut reaction that first time you play it, like, nope, this is bad. That was just totally unfair, and I am also glad that I went back. 7 out of 10. Highly recommend. I guess that's not a highly. Mostly recommend. Definitely like it. But I do recommend Tomba. That gets
hell yeah.
11 out of 10 Kinseys. Kinsey's out of 10. So
I just imagine this like graphic of me just being like, ah, like
yeah. So we're gonna make that based on the one you just did, the ah. So viewers, you're gonna see that ah face from episode 0 of Nasty Labs. Let's go into the weekly topic. So this week, it is our inaugural episode, but we did want to have a little bit of history about who we are and maybe what we're working on. Not everything, but Kinsey, I'm going to ask you, who is and what is ChuHi Labs? Give us the lowdown.
So ChuHi Labs is a studio / publisher in Kyoto, Japan, and it's basically a brand of Vitae Backroom. So that might be a name people are more familiar with. And also CEO Giles Goddard. Sweet. Right?
You're going for the hard sell right now, right? Yeah. ChuHi Labs. So a little bit of the history of the name, ChuHi Labs. Back in last year, I joined the studio, and my big goal was to rebrand us and kind of get a little more visibility. And so a few months back, we were kicking names around, and we had this giant list of names, and they were all absolutely horrible because we were drinking a lot making the names, and we were down to 2 names. And the first one was ChuHi Labs. Everyone kind of liked it, it was neat. And then the other one was Night Trumpet. And so, yeah, Night Trumpet, it's not a great name. That said, it is whenever we're drinking here at the office, or whenever somebody does something really good, someone will just yell, "Night Trumpet!" Night Trumpet. Just like you'll hear it constantly in the office. I think internally we still think of ourselves as Night Trumpet, but we're not. We're ChuHi Labs. Thank you very much. I'm really glad we went with ChuHi Labs. I feel like it's a little more Japan focused, a little more. Mm-hmm. It sounds like a weird corporation. I don't know,
sounds like a fun weird.
Yeah, it sounds like I mean, I've got a bunch of ChuHi behind me. They're actually non-alcoholic because I drink them during work. The alcoholic ones are somewhere else. They're actually not here because we drink them all. That's why there's so many non-alcoholic ones. But that's us in a nutshell. Publisher, developer, a bunch of other shit. So how about Halloween Forever? What's going on there, Kinsey?
I love me some Halloween Forever.
Give us the hard sell again. I like that.
I just click commercial mode.
Yeah. Halloween Forever is a good game that you should buy. It's $9.99 on the Nintendo Switch. That's my.
See, now I don't even have to do it.
That's my you voice. What give us the rundown on Halloween Forever.
So I absolutely love Halloween Forever, especially it's their inaugural published title that we published.
Yeah.
And it's so exciting. And Halloween Forever is an 8-bit platformer, all based around Halloween. The characters are cute and adorable, and I really like the ammo they barf up.
They barf. Yeah, some of them barf, some of them... Oh, do they? Oh, wait. I guess all the main ones do barf, actually.
Most of them, yeah. Only the witch doesn't. She throws cat.
Oh, right.
Which is awesome, by the way. And then anyone with a gun.
And Chainsaw Maniac.
Chainsaw.
He throws the chainsaw. Yeah. But we teamed up with our friends over at Imaginary Monsters and Poppy Works. They had actually released the game about 5 years ago, but they needed help with Switch. They needed help with localization, and that's kind of between our teammates upstairs. That's kind of our forte. We've got a ex-localization guy who can just help put that in the pipeline and make that happen pretty rapidly. And our engineering manager, Zach Aikman, he was able to basically whip this up into shape and make sure everything was working on the Nintendo Switch properly. So it was kind of an ideal game, right?
Yeah, totally, especially for our first one.
Yeah.
And like Poppyworks is so easy to work with that, you know, it's okay if we stumbled a little bit. It's our first title.
It's our first title. Yeah, like Poppyworks CEO Wolfgang Wozniak, you know, you're all right, okay? Thanks a lot. So that is a good place to talk about your move, Kinsey. What's happening there?
Good segue.
Shut the fuck up.
What's happening there is I'm moving, and I'm really excited. I just wish the border would open soon.
Oh, hold on. Where are you moving?
Kyoto, Japan. You may have heard of it.
Shout out.
Yeah. And I'm currently in Seattle, so I mean Seattle's cool and all, but I've been here a long time. It's time for a change.
You're from Seattle, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Like downtown? Are you from? Like I don't know a lot about Seattle. Are you from the heart of Seattle? Are you from the suburbs? Are you from like? Do you say you're from Seattle, but actually you're from like Olympia or some boring ass place? I don't know where.
Yep. I grew up like out in the sticks. I had horses and llamas.
Wait.
I did rodeo. And and then I moved to the big city.
Wait. I heard a couple of keywords there. Llamas and horses. You owned them?
I owned them.
Do you still have llamas and horses?
Yeah, they're totally in my 1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
Seattle.
No, I mean, like, do your parents still have llamas and horses?
No, they just have cats.
Okay.
They're getting old. They gotta
they
not
downsized?
take care of a giant thing. They downsized.
Okay. All right. So here in Japan, you might know that they serve raw horse meat. How do you feel about raw horse meat?
I've eaten it.
Oh, okay. Do you all right.
It was good.
Yeah, I mean,
it was good. Like, am I gonna not try it?
Yeah.
Of course I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, to all of our vegetarian and vegan listeners, we love you. We also love horse meat. Just saying, it's pretty good. Horses are beautiful, and they're beautiful to eat.
They're beautiful in all ways. I mean, think about like pigs and cows. Like, come on, pigs are hella cute.
Yeah, we are losing listeners rapidly, but
there's a place in North Japan where you can get bear.
Oh,
because they have so many bears that are like attacking the town that they serve it at the restaurant.
Attacking the town? What year is it? Yeah, I actually have had canned bear meat before.
That sounds less good than what I saw. Canned bear meat.
Yeah, it wasn't like good. Well, it wasn't bad. It was gamey though. It was, but I like it had like a cute bear on the can, so I kind of. I also had.
Of course it did.
I also had canned seal meat. Shout out to seals, real quick.
I thought, aren't seals just like a lot of blubber?
Yeah, I don't know. It was canned. It was like, I think it was in curry. I actually don't remember. It was at a bar here in town called Mr. Conso, and it's like it's themed around canned meat, and it's booze and canned meat.
I mean, I'm down for that.
That's pretty cool, right? Like, so it has this.
That is pretty cool.
It has this giant wall of cans of meat, kind of like your game collection behind you. So you'll be sitting at the bar and, just drinking, but right behind you, there's just a wall of canned meats, and you just pick the meat and hand it to the master, and then he will prepare it the way it's supposed to be. So like, they've got Spam and stuff, and that comes out. And, spice. Oh shit, spicy. Yeah, I don't know if you heard that. Spicy canned Spam shit. It's pretty good. You're gonna enjoy Kyoto quite a bit, and that leads me to my question of what is the first thing you're gonna do when you get out of quarantine, when you have your first weekend all to yourself. What are you going to be doing here in Kyoto?
So, number one, one of the houses I've looked at, I've like Google Street viewed it my way around the neighborhood,
Right.
and it's real close to a takoyaki stand. So number 1, takoyaki.
Oh, okay.
And then number 2, there's this place called Kyoto Beer Lab that I follow on Instagram. And I think it's just because they post so much that I'm like, I gotta go here. And I'm like stalking them on Instagram, and I just have to go.
All right. That sounds pretty good. Speaking of drinking, I'm going to open up my first ChuHi of the day.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a ChuHi lab, so we're allowed to drink all day. In the news, we're not games press. We're not games journalists. We're not YouTubers. You are, actually. But we did want to cover some news a little bit because it does affect us. It does. There's a bunch of stuff going on. So, number 1 news, Kinsey.
So since it's kind of been, going around the internet for months now, I thought it might be a little bit fun, even though I don't know if we're going to have a ton of opinions on it, but you never know.
Right.
And that is the Switch 4K, Switch Pro, Super Switch. Like, what's it going to be?
What's it going to be? Yeah, so Switch 4K. We don't know almost anything about it besides that it's probably going to be 4K. Is this the Super Switch? But do you care? That's a weird way of saying it, but
yeah.
do you
Yes and no. I am happy with my Switch,
Right.
and I played in handheld mode a lot, and it doesn't bother me that it's not 4K, but also I've noticed the type of games I usually play on my Switch. Like, I'm not playing, something like Assassin's Creed, something like the big
Right.
and beautiful, or like The Witcher. A lot of
Sure.
people said The Witcher like chugged a little bit on the Switch. So I typically don't play games like that on the Switch, so that's probably why I don't care as much. But I heard that like the screens didn't it say they were going to be made by like Samsung or something, and like they're bigger and like they just look real nice. As long as they're not too much bigger, because the Switch is already in handheld mode. It's relatively big when it comes to like packing it for like an airplane or something like that. Like, so can't be too much bigger.
So I have both the Switch and the Switch Lite, and I've never once plugged my Switch into a TV. Not a single time. Because I'm like the DS is my favorite console. I'm a handheld gamer first and foremost. I mean, I think the only console I have currently, I have a couple consoles, but the only one I play is docked or whatever. It would be the PS4. That's only because it has to be. Otherwise, I would absolutely prefer to be handheld. But if I had my druthers, if I had my wish for this Switch 4K, all I want is frame rate improvement. Like, there's a couple of games that like on the regular Switch, I was playing. I was playing a couple games that the frame rate was. They were FPS games in particular, and they were locked at 30, and it just felt really old.
Makes it feel a little dated.
Yeah,
sometimes, yeah.
Like, and then that same game, I bought it on the PS4, and not knowing that it was at 60, and it was at 60, and it was fucking amazing. And I felt kind of silly having just spent 50 hours in this game on the Switch when I could have been playing it beautifully on the PS4. So, for me, all I want is improved frame rate. That's probably quite substantial, actually. Like,
I mean, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
And a little bit longer battery life.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a good point, too. I always think that my Switch Lite has good battery life, but then I play it, and specifically on Ghouls and Ghosts, it doesn't last that long.
No.
Really, yeah. It does take the hit.
I even went out and bought the Animal Crossing Switch to replace my launch Switch.
Right.
To, like, get the, like, Model 2 1.5.
Right.
With the better battery life. And, like, I mean, it's better, but I don't know. It's still, like, it dies after, like, what, 3 hours? 4 hours?
Yeah. Like, for flights, international flights, definitely you need I mean, 1 or 2 batteries just to make it across. I mean,
Yeah.
you probably shouldn't play 11 hours of gaming straight, but if you wanted to, you definitely couldn't. You definitely couldn't with the current platform.
Yeah.
But-
You just got to keep it plugged in the whole time, but then you have the cord and it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, planes. It's been a long time since I've been on a plane.
Yeah, over a year for most of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boston, PAX East was my last time on a plane.
That was the last big event, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it was super weird because, like, no one really knew what this thing was, and everyone's just like, use more hand sanitizer,
Right.
everything will be fine. And then I got hella sick after PAX East.
Really?
Yeah, I got hella sick.
Wow. Was it Corona? Well,
I don't know.
okay.
Because it was so early in the process that, like, no one could get tested. Like,
Right.
everyone at my work was, like, so scared, and, like, I was wearing a mask, and that was before most people were wearing masks. Right. And, like, so first my coworkers made fun of me, and then I was like, no, I'm pretty sick.
Right.
And I just don't have any sick time, so here I am.
Right.
And then I was sent home, and they said I couldn't come back until I was tested for COVID. And then I called, like, every hospital, and no one could test me because they weren't testing people.
Oh, okay.
Apparently. It's great.
Yeah. That was about PAX East, and that was about the Switch 4K news.
That's a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
and ended up on COVID. Oh, man, that's probably most conversations now.
Yeah, unfortunately. But how about Game Pass? Other news.
Yeah. I have been loving Game Pass so much. I know I already touched on it once with eShade, but, like, they just announced this week the new games coming to Game Pass, and it's, like, incredible because it's, like, Undertale, Yakuza 6, Narita Boy, Star Wars Squadrons, Octopath Traveler. Like, and there's more.
Do you have a Xbox?
I do. I have an Xbox One. I don't have a Series SX Sex thing.
Series X, right. Do you plan on getting the Series X?
I hope to. Like, that's kind of one of my purchases I want to make once I get there, because I don't want more consoles to have to bring over.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
But I think I want the Series S. Like, I've noticed with my Xbox One, I have pretty much not been buying physical for it already. Like, that just kind of happened naturally. But I do buy physical for my PS4.
Sure.
So I might just keep that trend going in the next generation.
Okay, you're a game developer, so I mandate. No, you should. I mean, you shouldn't. You should get what the hell you want. I mean, do you do you think that like you'll strictly move over to digital purchases for all consoles? I mean, I'm going to.
I mean, I hate to say it because I am a collector.
Right.
I have a shit ton of video games.
Yeah.
But, like, planning, especially, I'm in a little bit different a headspace because I'm planning to move.
Right.
But I'm just like, I have so much shit.
You do.
You know? Yeah, I do. So that has, and especially playing Game Pass more, it's making me thinking about moving to the dark side of digital only. But we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I live in a relatively small Japanese house. I mean, well, I live in a big house in Japan, but small compared to, like, the rest of most of the world. And game collecting is kind of out the window for me. Like, it's just so much more convenient to have everything on my console at all times, or, you know, being able to rapidly download it or whatever. Like the Nintendo Switch Lite, it has enough storage, and I don't have to carry around games. I just put it in my, like, bag and I'm done. I don't have to carry any games. I'm all for downloads. Sorry, collectors. Yeah. So, Game Pass, good. It's improving, is what the bottom line was on that segment.
Yeah. Game Pass is great.
Game Pass is great.
I play it.
Yeah.
I play it a lot.
Yeah. And this is a little side note to Microsoft and our friends over there. please send us some damn Series X's. We don't have them. I want one really bad. All right? Like, come on, Microsoft. What's up? Yeah. So I wanted to talk a bit about Kyoto news. We're going to have this is a segment within a segment. Kyoto, it's for those that don't know, and some people don't, Kyoto is the home of quite a few developers beyond Nintendo. Nintendo is based here. Quite a few like little mini indie studios like ChuHi Labs exist here. And including like 17-bit, including Q Games, including Ponos, including Skeleton Crew. We're a small city, but we have quite a few developers. So I want to have like a little segment within a segment of the news. And I want to start with our friends over at 17-bit have announced their new game, Song in the Smoke, for the Oculus Quest and for PSVR. So I love 17-bit. And
me too.
Yeah, you've been to their parties in Seattle.
Yep.
Yeah. I actually slept at their studio in Seattle. They used to be based in Seattle. And now they're based in Kyoto. They have this, I don't know if I could talk about this, but I'm going to anyway. They have this big ass, let's just call it what it is, a weed room in their studio.
Oh, the Seattle one?
Yeah. It's, where it's legal, it's purely legal. But they have this little weed room. It's really comfortable. There's a bunch of pillows and like sheets hanging draped from the ceiling. It's kind of like it's just so silly that that's where they smoke their weed, dude. But
is that where you slept?
I didn't sleep there because it got I was on tour with my band and my bandmates all slept there because it's really comfortable, and I got the odd smelling couch. So wah, wah is right. 17-bit. What's up, dude? What's up? No, and actually, so I may or may not have imbibed in that room that they have. And the only DVD they had was some odd Werner Herzog documentary about cave paintings. It was like the oldest. Yeah. But like, so imagine I was like sleeping there for 3 days, and the only DVD they had was that, and we didn't have phones. And so we watched that DVD like 4 times because of that weed room. Like, I mean, I'm not saying I imbibed, but like implications from what I'm saying here. But yeah, Song and the Smoke.
But sounds like so much fun.
Yeah, it actually was a lot of fun. It was super, super fun. And
the new trailer for Song in the Smoke is really nice. I love the way the 17-bit logo looks in it.
Yeah,
it looks so good.
It does look really amazing. I went over to their studio when they were prototyping it, and I got to see one asset on a computer screen, and they were being really secretive. And at that point, they were codenaming the game Savage, and I was like, "Hey, you should call the game Space Horse." Space Horse. So like every time I would go over there, I'd be like, "Hey, Jake Kasdal, owner, operator, CEO of 17-bit, how was Space Horse?" And it started to bother them. And for whatever reason, they're a touchy lot over there. It started to bother them, and I want to make a game called Space Horse now, just because it's such a good name.
Why wasn't Space Horse in the running for ChuHi Labs with Night Trumpet?
It should have been, right? Space Horse.
Yeah.
Space Horse. Yeah, it actually should have been. You're right there. Yeah, so that's their news coming out for those 2 consoles. It's VR exclusive. It looks really damn good. Check it out. I probably put it on the screen now. I might not have. I don't know what I'm going to do in the future for this edit. But
and Q Games released something too, right?
Yeah, Q Games. That's my alma mater, Q Games. I was over there for 3 years, and I actually wound up working on the game for a little bit. I was one of the writers, and I was one of the sound designers on their now released game, Stadia exclusive, Pixel Junk Raiders. It is out now. Yeah, that game is magnificently beautiful.
Yeah, it's so pretty.
Yeah, it has that like Mobius style, like pastel, but not pastel. I don't.
Yeah.
It's not. I don't know. It's like it does look like a painting in motion, but yeah, it's for viewers, for listeners. Get Stadia if you're in the States. We can't play it here in Japan, but get Stadia.
Wait, you can't play Stadia in Japan?
It is not out in Japan. Stadia.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it's there are people that work here from Stadia, so it must be coming.
Yeah.
I don't know the landscape of Stadia, but for people in the States, for people in like most of Europe, play it, get it. It's cool. A lot of my fantastic homies over at Q Games worked on it. Support indie games. Shout out. That's the news on that.
And the main character.
Oh, that's true. Oh, I totally forgot about that. Oh, yeah. So, all right, yeah. The main character, my name is Mark, ha ha ha, and the main character's name is Mark the Merc. Yay! Yeah, Q Games has kind of a history of naming or putting me in their games. I'm in their game Scrappers. I'm in something else. I don't remember. Maybe I'm only in that. But anyway, I'm in 2 of their games as me, and just so everyone knows, I did not write myself into the game. They put me into the game after I quit. Just saying. But yeah, that is the news. We'll have better news next time.
Yay, news!
And now for our final segment. Wait, I don't know if it's our final segment. And now for our segment, Call Me Up. Kinsey, tell us about this segment, Call Me Up, and how users can call me up.
So remember back in the days of radio when people call into radio stations?
Yeah.
I do. This is like that, but it's Discord. So if you want to join the conversation, we talk about like food, we talk about Japan, we talk about anime recently, actually. We kind of talk about everything there. The bar is very popular.
The bar.
So pull up a stool. Join our Discord. And we have a channel called Call Me Up in the podcast section.
Right.
And you can put questions or comments or whatever there. And we might talk about it on the podcast.
That's right. We might. So, yeah. So for Call Me Up.
Never make promises.
So for Call Me Up, just for future questions, just go into our Discord. You'll see it. And Kinsey, she is not going to be reading usernames because usernames on Discord can be totally whack or they could be really good. But just to be safe, we're not going to read the usernames. Kinsey, question 1 is...
Actually, so 2 of them are kind of the same, so I'm going to do both of them.
Sorry, guys.
So, sorry. First question. I wanted to know a bit about future projects and a bit about the story behind Halloween Forever. Was it always a Halloween-themed game? And what was the inspiration for it? And then the other question is, what's next on the horizon for ChuHi? They're kind of the same,
all right.
So they go together.
Question 1, we're not going to answer that because we kind of did already.
We making stuff.
Yeah, we could talk a little bit about what's on the future, a little bit. Like,
yeah. We've already hinted at a lot of it.
Yeah.
So,
so we are currently working on we have a Playdate title coming out. And if you don't know the Playdate,
I love that thing.
Yeah,
so stinking cute.
It's so damn cute. If you don't know the Playdate already, it's a micro console. It's a monochrome screen. Think the Game Boy with modern guts, and like it's a powerful machine, but ultimately it's only a monochrome screen, black or white. Those are the only 2 colors. There's no gradient. There's no anything like that. Black or white are your limitations, and yeah, it's got a tiny cute crank on the side. So yeah, we're making a game for that. That should be a launch title. Shout out to Panic for making that happen. Shout out to them. We love them. Hopefully that's a launch title. Don't change the plans. Yeah, that's kind of what's on the horizon. We also have a title that we're going to be announcing April 21st of this year. We're going to be announcing in a big showcase type format. Who knows what that could be, but our CEO, Giles Goddard, has a lot to do with that. That's all I can say. Kinsey, do we have anything else in the horizon that we can talk about?
Always. On Fridays we have beer. I mean, that's on the horizon. I mean, it's Friday there.
That's true. Yeah. Actually, that's a good point. Tonight we're gonna be drinking beer and ChuHi. Our boss Giles will be cooking hot dogs. Hold on, Giles, come here. Hold on. He's running by right now. Hurry up.
You heard it here first, folks.
Hurry up.
Giles Goddard buying hot dogs.
Come here, you piece of shit. Giles, what are you cooking tonight? The camera's up there. What are you cooking? All right, thanks, Giles. Yeah, that's what's on the horizon for ChuHi Labs. That was great.
That was perfect.
What's the next one we got?
Well, we need to answer the second part of the first question, which is Halloween Forever. And was it always a Halloween-themed game? Yes, because we learned recently we had a Discord AMA with Imaginary Monsters and Poppyworks, and we learned a lot about the title. He likes Halloween.
Yeah.
Story closed.
Yeah, Peter Lazarski, the creator of the game. Yeah, I guess it was imagined it as Halloween from the get-go, because I think he was saying that he really loves Demon Crest, the old SNES game, and wanted a world like that. I think that's where it all kind of started. I think I don't want to fuck it up.
Halloween's badass.
Halloween is badass. I'm, when it comes to Halloween, I'm actually, I'm one of those fuddy-duddies that doesn't dress up. I haven't in 20 years. Here's how lame.
20 years?
Yeah. Here's how lame I am, dude. Here's how lame I am. In my head, I say to myself, every day is Halloween to me. Halloween, that's for the normies. They can dress up for one day. Like, that's what I say in my head, but like, god damn, is that arrogant? Like, shut the fuck up, dude.
I love Halloween, but I also love any excuse to wear a dumb costume. Theme party on it. Like,
oh yeah. Theme parties are pretty cool. They are pretty cool.
Yeah. Next question. I already read that one. Kinsey, there's only 3 questions. Get on the program. Next question is, if you could make a sequel to any game, what would it be? And why is it Earthbound?
Right. So before we get to that, I am coated in Earthbound tattoos. And I would never make a sequel to that game because that's like trying to make The Godfather Part 4. You can't. Also, they shouldn't have made Godfather Part 3, but you can't. I mean, that's like holy ground a little bit. That's like coming out, calling yourself the Clash or the Beatles and being like, here's the album. Like, no, dude, that's Shigesato Itoi's. That's his thing.
What if someone like redid it, like a remake, like they're doing for Final Fantasy VII?
Oh, a remake?
How would you feel about that?
Like, is it?
I'm imagining it like 2.5D maybe.
Oh.
Or actually, what about like the new Link's Awakening?
Oh, I mean,
that was hella cute.
I mean, of course I want that. Like, yeah, get on that. Like, I wouldn't want to touch it. I mean, especially from like a creative standpoint. Like, if it's outside of creative, then. Like, if it was just us making the game and making the graphics, we can do it, okay? That's all I'm saying. Hey, Itoi-san, we got it. We got it, dog. We got it. But actually, like, if I had to answer that question, if you had to make a sequel to any game, for me, I think it would be ActRaiser, to be honest.
Oh, good choice.
Yeah, I think ActRaiser 1 deserves a proper sequel. Like the overhead world, the platforming is fucking phenomenal and still holds up. It's brutal, but still holds up. I think that's my choice. That or Hook on the SNES. That game is magnificent. I mean, really, I absolutely love that game. I think it's near perfect. And yeah, that's my choice. Kinsey.
So, first of all, I'm going to say I like Earthbound. I don't love it. And I know that always makes people hate me.
That's
Like, they're like, podcast turn off. And I think it's just that I didn't play it when I was little. Because I didn't have a Super Nintendo. I was a Genesis kid.
Oh, right.
So, I think that's why. I didn't play it until I was, like, in my mid-20s.
Oh, I see.
And I liked it. You know, so I bet if I had that nostalgia attached to it, it'd be different. But, so, if I could make a sequel to any game, I think I would do Mischief Makers on the Nintendo 64.
Mischief Makers?
Because that game is awesome.
That's a treasure game,
I want
right?
to know... Yeah, it's treasure.
Yeah.
I want to know what Morena's up to.
Yeah, that's a good game. That's a good game.
Yeah.
All right.
And the sound is good in that game.
Oh, that's a good game.
She's like,
okay.
Shake, shake, shake.
She's like that. Man, that's actually a
just
pretty
like
good one. Yo, well, let's call up Treasure real quick and just see what's going on. Come on, guys. Let's throw it over here.
Yo, where's that sequel? I've been waiting like 25 years for that. Like,
yeah, I haven't thought about Treasure in a while. They basically are they're a hit factory. Like everything they made is gold.
Yep, Gunstar Heroes.
Mm-hmm. Gunstar Heroes, baby. Come on.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And then last question.
Mm-hmm.
What are 2 genres you'd like to see more of in games today?
Oh shit, I don't know. Actually, no, I take that back. A genre that I would personally like to get back to. I can think of one. I'll let you do the other. It's perfect. I want to play more old school real-time strategy games, like a Command and Conquer, or like really simple but really what's the word? Well balanced. As far like if you pick the different factions, it kind of works.
Mm-hmm. Command and Conquer is so fun, especially like landing it up to computer. Oh, that's like Friday night right there.
Oh, dude, Command and Conquer, like. For me, the sound design was so so silly and like ready and waiting, and like just the way like when you click on the characters, they would all say something kind of silly, especially the engineer, because he would say engineering, and I just I still remember it in my head, and it's just so silly, and that's mine. Kinsey.
So I'm a big dork. And yes. I would like to... My answer is always going to be high fantasy RPGs. Because I feel like RPGs lately... Granted, I love them. Things like Mass Effect and Outer Worlds and Fallout.
Pause. You're saying you'd like to see more of these when don't they exist in high volume already? You want to see more?
Not high enough. Okay. Not high enough.
And you're playing one right now. A brand new high fantasy game. But I want to see more, baby. What's up?
I need more. But I've been like weirdly loving I don't want to use the term walking simulator, but kind of really narrative driven stuff. And I don't know if we necessarily need more of it today, just because there's already been like a giant boom lately. And it's awesome.
ChuHi number 2.
I don't know.
Right here on ChuHi Labs. Yeah, so...
I'm trying to think of, like, genres that I really don't play anymore. I mean, like, I do, like, point-and-click adventures as well. Like, I love all the old Infocom games, like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and Zork.
Oh, Zork,
Something
dude.
like that would be rad.
Zork, I'm all for. I'm all for some Zork.
Yeah.
And, man, I just downloaded illegally a ROM I don't care. I don't. I just a dark crystal, the dark crystal, because I've never played that adventure game, and I'm gonna play it, and I'm gonna love it. So I'm with you on the point and click stuff.
Yeah, I like point and click. I like text adventures. Oh, good. It's good shit.
Yeah. Have you ever played AI Dungeon?
No.
AI Dungeon, I think it's dungeon.ai on the internet, and it's all AI, so any command you put in, you'll get something out.
That's cool.
I may or may not make everything sex driven, and it just kind of works. Or I go on a killing rampage and it works, and I can convince every single person to start killing with me. That's a good text adventure.
Did you ever play Peasant's Quest on homestarrunner.com?
I have definitely played Peasant's Quest on homestarrunner.com. Yeah, I haven't thought about that in a while because
it's so good.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Homestar Runner.
Throw baby.
I love Homestar. I love Strong Bad.
I like Strong Sad.
Oh, dude, Strong Sad. Oh, Strong Bad. Oh yeah, so great. And Strong Mad. Shout out to Strong Mad real quick. Actually, since we're just talking about Homestar Runner, I'm gonna give most of my love to the coach. Coach Z.
Coach Z, 1212.
The king's gone mad with power. There's something about him and the way he always calls the sheet the chort. And yeah,
yep.
I think we're getting
the
off on it.
My favorite.
Yeah, to everybody.
Tangent.
Yeah, tangents, baby. Tangents, baby. Yeah. So, yeah, that is Nasty Labs episode 0. This is the inaugural episode. We're just testing this out. How do you think it went, Kinsey? Let's review it right here.
You know what? For a first stab, we gave it the old college try, and it was pretty okay.
Pretty okay. I didn't go to college, so I'm with you on that. Next episode, we're going to have more members of the staff here at ChuHi Labs. We're probably going to pull on Giles Goddard again. We're probably going to get Zach Aikman. We might not. Fuck him. Either way, we're going to get whoever is available, and we're going to start. We're also going to have some call-in guests at some point. But in the meantime, I need you to go to our Call Me Up section on our Discord. Here's the link. It's in below or whatever. Go on there. Ask us some questions. We'll go on tangents needlessly. Kinsey, let's close this bad boy out. Where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me on the internet on Twitter at Kinzilla, Kinszilla.
Right.
And pretty much everywhere else under that name. And then, of course, definitely follow ChuHi Labs everywhere as well.
Just twitter.com/ChuHi Labs, all that other .com/ChuHi Labs. You can find us on all of those channels. I'm Mark Lentz. You can find me twitter.com/The Henry Demos. I talk about punk rock for the most part. I also talk about video games from time to time. That is Nasty Labs. Any final words for us, Kinsey?
Nasty Labs, where we get nasty.
We get nasty.
I already regret that.
We get nasty up in here. All right. Thanks so much, guys. We will see you soon.